Each time a man acts out to improve the lot of others or strikes out against resistance, he sends forth a tiny ripple of hope. These ripples can sweep down the mightiest walls of oppression and resistance. My name is Jessie Fahay. I'm an actor, I'm an advocate, and I'm here today to tell you how we can build these ripples in the arts and beyond in 5 acts. Act 1, who am I? Well, I mentioned I'm an actor. I'm also the founder of a production company called Ripple Effect Artists. Along with my co-founders, Cindy Obinchain and Jessica Jennings, for 13 years, we've been putting on productions that include theater, multimedia, and film. And all of these productions raise awareness and funds for different human rights, atrocities, and issues that impact us all. And these issues include women's body autonomy, LGBTQ rights, structural racism, mental health, climate change, etc. We donate a portion of our box office proceeds to these organizations. And in addition, we also have panelists who are experts in these topics come and speak and engage with our audiences. And we encourage our audiences to ask questions and to engage. And we also encourage them possibly to make a donation or to volunteer in that area or to sign a petition. I started this because I wanted to combine my love of theater and business and my love of strategic philanthropy to make a huge difference. We're not here to propagate or to spread any sort of political agenda. Rather, we are here to educate, to ask questions, and to create that ripple effect. Now, I am sure that some of you have maybe heard of the musical Hamilton, but consider perhaps Hamilton, one of the most successful musicals of all time, is missing out on a big opportunity. Act 2, what is this opportunity anyway? Now listen, I am not here to knock Hamilton. I absolutely love the musical and I love the storytelling. I love that it tells the story about a young immigrant coming to a new world and how he actually comes completely impoverished and he's an orphan, and then he strives and he becomes a hero and a scholar. And he becomes one of our founding fathers. And consider that Hamilton might be missing out on a big opportunity. Over the last 5 years, on average, 13.8 million people saw Broadway shows. 2.6 million of those people saw Hamilton, and that's just on Broadway. So that doesn't include tours, out-of-area productions, etc. Now, what if Hamilton had an organization come and speak about the importance of celebrating immigrants, celebrating immigration, and advocating for these groups? No matter what your views on immigration might be, you can't argue there's incredible potential with these numbers. So much potential, in fact, it could make a massive, massive ripple effect. Act 3, let's get some background on this. Mixing the arts and activism is not a new idea. For many years, the band Rage Against the Machine, in all of their concerts, have had major videos showing the plight of immigrants and showing what they actually go through to survive in this new world. During World War II, we had the song This Is the Army. During the Spanish Civil War, we had the Picasso painting of Guernica. And during the Vietnam War, we had the musical Hair. And during the Civil Rights Movement, we had the song A Change Is Gonna Come. And even recently, a very important comedian, or comic actor, I should say, Sacha Baron Cohen, AKA Borat, used his art of comedy to actually showcase the prejudices of one of the members of the House of Representatives. While all of this art is powerful and impactful, consider it's all reactionary. An atrocity happens, an artist responds, maybe they will move the social needle on it a little bit, and the same cycle will repeat again. Why? What is it missing? We are missing an ask. Act 4, what are we asking for? According to Inc. magazine, one of the top 6 reasons why people make purchases is because of altruism. If I make this purchase now, it will make a difference later. What if we had a model much like what Ripple Effect uses, where anytime we see any sort of art that moves us, there is some sort of an ask? Now, we see a little bit of this already. There is a particular organization called Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. They make presentations after many, many different Broadway performances during a particular season. And this is an extraordinary organization that has raised over $300 million for essential services for people who are suffering with HIV and AIDS, and also many other illnesses, including COVID-19. And consider that there are many, many topics that Broadway shows address, and there's room for other organizations to be represented. Now, I have nothing but the utmost admiration and love for the work that Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS has done. They have saved millions of people's lives. And what I'm saying is, there's room for more. Act 5. Where do we go from here? Well, this is just a potential of the actual movement that we can make and have. So just this past summer of 2022, Ripple Effect artists put on a production of Gideon's Nod. This is a play that addresses mental health in students. And we had a series of panel conversations with mental health experts talking about the role of mental health in education. During one performance, there was a school counselor who came up to us and requested more information about how she could bring that counseling service to her school. When she brings this sort of counseling service to her school, she will then be able to create an environment for students to actually prosper and grow and have access to the mental health that they actually need. And they can then grow up to be emotionally intelligent students growing into the world, and they then can be possibly emotionally adjusted parents. This is one ripple effect from one audience member. Now, imagine this sort of statistic. Ripple effect artists, we've found out that about 5% of our audience members who see our shows take action right there in the moment, either by signing a petition, giving a donation, or choosing to volunteer. And that doesn't include people who might see a production and go home and talk about it, or actually share about it with people who they know. And it also doesn't include people who take actions later, or people who hear about it and take other actions. So it can and does create this massive effect. Now, imagine 5% of millions. Imagine a world where anytime you see any sort of movement or art that is inspiring to you, whether it be music, a painting, radio, podcasts, any sort of production and dance, plays, comedy, that there is a reflection and there's a conversation and there is an ask. Now, this also does not only have to be limited to the arts. Any sort of innovation in business, technology, or any sort of look at how you could actually create any sort of passion can create a ripple effect. The invention of the internet gave way to the invention of apps, which gave way to the invention of Lyft and Uber, which is why we can all get home safely. So that invention of the World Wide Web in the early 90s created massive ripple effects. And the other incredible thing about this model is that it shows us in reality how much art can really matter and how much your art matters. I know firsthand that an artist can make an incredible difference. Yet, oftentimes, we don't have the lifestyle or the income to actually show it, no matter how much people tell us our art matters. So what if we had some sort of quantifiable way of measuring this? And For any of you who might still be a little bit skeptical, all of this right here, right now, TEDx NC State. Today, you have heard many ideas from many speakers, and you will go home and you will talk about those ideas, and you will share those ideas with friends and colleagues, and they might be transformed by what they hear you share about, and they will go on to take other actions. So I urge you, no matter what your major might be, your passion might be, or whatever your actual interest might be, think about how you can take what those passions are, mix them with the presentation of information, some sort of a way of leaving people moved, and an ask. Because whether you like it or not, we're all part of one big ripple effect right now. Even the logo leading up to TEDx is a ripple. So finally, I will just leave you with this. Mother Teresa said, "I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the water to create many ripples." Thank you so much.